Hey guys, Gareth here and welcome back to the channel. So there's something really important that I want to talk about in today's video. And I want to ask you, what are some of those habits that are holding you back from achieving your financial goals and achieving financial freedom? There may be some subtle things that you're doing each day without even realizing it that are holding you back from crushing your finances. So in today's video, I want to take a look at some of those habits that you really want to avoid, because I want us to crush our finances together. We are creatures of habit. Some habits are carefully crafted, others are forced on us, and some just kind of creep in over time without us even realizing it. And the thing is that these habits have a stacking or compounding effect over time. So every time we're using these habits, whether it's knowing or unknowing, they become stronger and their impact becomes greater. And it's really great that you're watching this video, because the first step is awareness. And so by watching this video, you'll easily spot those habits and make adjustments that will really help you in the future. So let's take a look at the top 5 habits that are keeping you broke and holding you back from achieving the financial success and abundance that you so deeply desire. Who's at the door? Ooh.
Leave me, okay? I had a bad day. I needed some shopping therapy.
Add to cart. 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 Habit number 1 is impulse buying. You know, in today's world, it's easier than ever to spend money. You can just swipe a credit card or pay with PayPal or use mobile money or WeChat. I mean, the list is endless. And while this is super convenient, it also means that there's less resistance for actually spending that money. You know, it's so easy to just swipe your debit or credit card as opposed to paying with cash, where you can actually see your wallet getting skinnier. So controlling your spending becomes a bit more challenging, and this can often lead to impulse buying. Of course, we can also get caught up in the emotion and excited and try and rationalize that purchase even though we don't really need it. And this, of course, is kind of the goal of marketing, right? Is to try and convince you and to play on your emotions to buy that item right there and then. So guys, impulse buying is something to look out for. And something that you can do right now to help you with that is to just make use of some of the great free apps that are available out there, like Mint, right? And it can help you track your spending. But what else can you do to break this habit? So here's a few suggestions. Firstly, question whether you really need that item. Could you go without it? Do you really need to buy it? Secondly, take your time to just shop around a bit. Chances are that you'll probably find that same product for a better price somewhere else. You want to make sure that you get good value for money, especially if it's a bigger item, so take the time and just shop around a bit. Thirdly, wait. Just wait. Sometimes the best thing you can do is take a few days and think about it. Maybe then when you come back to that product, you realize that you don't really need it anymore. And fourthly, look, sometimes paying with a credit card, I get it, it's super convenient, and you can often get points as well from using that credit card. So that's fine, but the important thing is to make sure you squash that credit card straight away and pay down that debt. This will also help you avoid, your credit card debt maybe getting out of control and hurting your credit score, which will restrict you from making future investments. So yes, using credit cards can be okay, as long as you make sure that you pay it down quickly. And habit number 2 is not valuing your time. Time waits for nobody. It doesn't change. We all have 24 hours in a day, and it doesn't matter who you are. So if you want to achieve financial freedom, you need to make sure that you use your time wisely. Just one episode, okay?
Okay. Next episode. Next episode.
One of the hardest things these days is taking control of how you spend your time. I mean, there's just so many distractions out there, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or more recently TikTok, watching sports. There's just so many different distractions. And these things can be a real rabbit hole. It's just so easy to pick up your phone and open up social media And the next thing you know, 3 hours have just flown by without you even realizing it. So the way I'm spending my time is something I'm becoming more and more aware of, because I have a full-time job and I have this YouTube channel that I try and fill every video with good quality content for you guys, and I'm constantly learning and trying to improve the videos that I put out. Not to mention that we have a baby coming soon in mid-February, so I'm sure many of you guys also feel like you're just juggling so many things at the same time. So with time becoming such a precious thing, more than ever, I find myself constantly asking, am I using my time wisely? And if you want to achieve financial freedom, you got to carve out some time and commit to it, right? So that could be just tracking your monthly spending according to your budget, or opening that share trading or investment account, or subscribing to this channel. The point is that dedicating time to your finances can actually turn time into an asset for you. What do I mean? Well, according to Warren Buffett, time is the most valuable thing. And that's because of compounding, the compound effect, right? So you make an investment and that investment generates some returns. And those returns are reinvested. And a year later, you're generating returns on your returns. And so the snowball effect starts to gain momentum. And that is compounding. Now, the longer time you have, the bigger that snowball can grow over time and the more powerful the compounding effect will be. So get started, don't wait, use your time to smash the like button. Now, habit number 3 may seem a little bit counterintuitive, because instead of me telling you to spend less, I'm actually going to tell you to spend more, because not investing yourself can really be holding you back from achieving your financial goals. I mean, just think about where you're spending your money on, right? Maybe you have multiple subscriptions and you're not really getting the full benefit of them because there's just not enough time, like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and ESPN and Spotify, you know, all these different subscriptions. Do you really need all of them? And compare that to how much money you're actually spending on yourself and on learning new skills, taking training courses, right? Signing up to seminars. One of the best experiences that we had a few years ago was attending a Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within seminar. It was in New York. It was just such an amazing experience with 12,000 other people. And yes, at the end of the first day, you actually walk across burning coals. And both my wife Shanta and I did it. And it was just money well spent for an amazing experience. Successful people that achieve financial prosperity are always challenging themselves, always reading books to learn new things, listening to podcasts, engaging in thoughtful conversations. So by investing in yourself, you'll develop some new skills and knowledge that can contribute to you earning more money, whether it's in your job or as an entrepreneur. And by applying some of the concepts that you learn in this channel, you can take that money that you've earned and put it to work to help you achieve your financial goals faster. And habit number 4 is spending first and saving later. I mean, this is probably one of the most common habits that are holding people back from financial success. It's getting paid and then just taking that money and spending it straight away and only saving later whatever's left. And this usually leads to really low levels of saving. You know, if saving is not a priority, if it's not a must, then it's probably not going to happen at a level that's needed to make a big difference. Getting into the habit of putting your money into your savings and investments first and then spending according to what you had budgeted for is a habit of the wealthy. And here's a secret. It's not like it requires a huge amount of discipline to do. Make it easy for yourself. Don't make it so that it really requires a lot of effort and discipline. And the way to do this is to automate. And this is what a lot of wealthy people do. Each month they just automate payments to go into their different investments, whether it's a retirement saving account or a trading account or emergency fund, right? They just automate these payments so it's very, very easy. And this is something that you can set up quite easily with your bank. I would strongly recommend that you do this because it also helps you to make sure that you're consistently investing and adding to your portfolios. And habit number 5 is lifestyle inflation. Now guys, this is a subtle one, but it is extremely powerful. What is lifestyle inflation? Lifestyle inflation is just when your living costs kind of creep up over time more than they really should. And we all feel this one. You know, when you start working and you're earning little money, somehow you find a way to live within your means because you don't really have much of a choice. And then when you start earning a little bit more, instead of taking that extra money and saving and investing it, we end up spending it. We end up buying some more things that we don't really need, moving to a bigger apartment, buying a new car, just sort of splurging a bit. And in the end, we don't end up saving more money. Now guys, of course, it's natural that over time, your living expenses will increase, right? But this concept refers more to increases of more than what is needed, right? When we start relaxing our financial discipline towards saving and investing, and that actually ends up hurting our ability to achieve financial freedom. And sometimes we even start increasing our spending ahead of time. For example, we're expecting a big commission or a bonus or an increase, and we already start increasing our spending. I call this one the silent assassin, because when we start seeing our earnings increase, it's a great opportunity for us to increase our saving and investment. But sometimes we just end up spending more and more each month, and without even realizing it. And this can be a slippery slope. I can promise you one thing, that it's really hard to undo. It's much harder to try and cut back later on in life. When these things already, what you're used to, it's part of your lifestyle, it's what you're accustomed to, then getting it right and containing those expenses from the beginning. So especially if you're younger and the early stages of your career, remember this one. You'll thank me in a few years' time. So guys, those are my top 5 habits that you want to break in order to achieve financial freedom. But I wanted to leave you with 2 honorable mentions. The first one is not tracking your investments and your spending and your savings, right? Imagine you're starting a diet because you really want a six-pack, right? You're going to track your progress. Maybe you're going to weigh yourself or see how your clothes fit on you or measure your arms and your waist and your chest, right? There's a popular saying in business that what gets measured gets managed. And it's the same with your money, right? Track your investments and how they grow. Track your spending and make sure that it's within your budget. Again, what gets measured gets managed. This can be done in a simple Excel spreadsheet and will just take you a few minutes a month. And the second honorable mention is taxes. Look guys, taxes are probably going to be one of your biggest expenses of your life. And usually the wealthier one gets, the more you're going to pay in taxes. But you can optimize your tax bill big time, right? And this is called tax avoidance. It's 100% legal and you should definitely look into that. Don't underestimate this one. It can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your investment timeline. Now, of course, taxes can become a bit tricky and complicated. So it's probably best to link up with a tax advisor in your area to help you streamline your taxes. Think of it like a basketball player that's just practicing thousands and thousands of free throws. While over time, eventually they'll be able to hit a three-pointer almost at will. Your daily habits can have a massive, powerful, positive impact or a negative one, and the choice is yours. And changing those habits can be quite tough, right? It seems from the research that it can take anything from 3 weeks to 66 days to introduce a new habit or to change an existing habit. So how about taking a 21 or 66 day challenge to cement these new habits? Let me know how it goes, and also let me know if you have any other habits that you want to share with us in the comment section down below. So that's it for the video today guys. I hope you found it useful and interesting, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, here is my handle, and I'll see you next time.